Welcome back, folks. Oh boy. We've got another chapter discussion this week about the latest chapter of Chainsaw Man. I'm joined by two illustrious guests, two former guests returning to talk about quite the chapter. I'm excited to get into that. Before we do, let's all go around and introduce ourselves in the traditional public safety protocols. Gives your name, age, and the devil contract. I am, of course, the host of the public safety special broadcast, Secret Doves, age 34, and my contract is with the War Devil. Biscuit, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Biscuit. I'm 19, and I'm contracted with the Deadline Devil.
Oh, you're
incredible devil.
Fearsome devil. Devil that is plaguing me this very day. And Chihiro, go ahead.
I'm Chihiro. I'm 27, and I am contracted with the, is there like a fucking multiple disasters devil? Because Jesus fuck.
There, sure, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
There's
I'm contracted with the multiple disasters devil.
It sounds horrible. Speaking of horrible, we've got another Yoru chapter. Oh my goodness. Well. Chapter 192 of Chainsaw Man, How Devils Play. Let's just start with everybody's overall takes. I want to hear both of y'all's overall takes. It has been a storm within the fandom of takes on this chapter. What did both of you think overall about chapter 192?
You know, I really like the chapter, and I think it's one of the best in recent times.
Wow. Okay. Big words coming through. I don't know if I would call it one of the best in recent times, because...
Alright, it depends on...
Yeah, it depends on the window we're talking about, but there have been... I would just like to remind everybody that Chainsaw Man has been really good for, 40 chapters now. You know, we had our little, kind of more interstitial breakout from the facility arc that ended up a bit anticlimactic, a bit more of a transitional stretch. And then since then, I mean, he's been off the rail. He's been cooking crazy. He's been, letting everybody know what's going on.
Again, you like Yoru fucking weaponizing the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
That's
blasting Tokyo. Pochita going crazy, doing, the Maximum, the hormone references, just absolutely incredible scenes, artwork looking quite nice, many pages, really wonderful background spreads, another one in this chapter too. So, Chainsaw Man is good manga. I mean, it's been very good.
Oh, yeah.
In recent memory.
I think this chapter has done wonderful things for the characterization of characters and their development.
Yes.
I'll build off of that a little bit. I think this puts together something that has been there since the very beginning of the manga. Because you always see, it makes me think of when Makima fucking shot power,
Right.
and she was
Mm.
giggling to herself, like, look at this. This is so fucking funny to me. And
Yes.
then he's
I'm having
just
fun.
devastated on the side, right? And so when and the way Nayuta talks about like people being more like, I mean, they're there, like, I like them, but like I'd kill them in a heartbeat, like just like for shits and
That's what
giggles.
I'm saying.
And now we see Yoru's idea of fun, and I think like it's just recontextualizes a lot of the way like the devils act.
Yes.
Like if you look at
The Devils.
well, when she went crazy and just started blowing shit, she was having the time of her fucking life. Right? Like,
She was blasting, you know.
This
she
chapter did
was
really
making
live up to its
jokes
name.
about it too. Like she was like making jokes about like her head being detached from her body.
And
Like it
people
was fun as shit.
people will come for me when I say this, but let us not forget that one chainsaw devil, one Mr. Pochita himself, did chop three dudes' heads off when they came at him. And
And it's not even just that. It's like when it was at the restaurant when someone would yell at the fucking, oh my god, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm forgetting the most important character's name. Kobeni. When someone would yell
mm,
at Kobeni, Abuchita would just behead them immediately.
yes, yes, the devil's disregard for human life
And
is
it really
coming back
just,
here.
it's not just like coming back. It's like it's recontextualizing a lot of those scenes for me. I'm like, wait, they're just like this is fun for them. This is just like entertaining, and I knew that subconsciously. But I think what this chapter did was just like bring it into like full form, in a way that's not as easy to ignore as the other ones. Cause like
Yeah, yeah,
the other ones take place in like, well, not maybe not the Pochita one, but like during the Rize one, you can be like, oh, maybe that's a battle high, or with the Makima, it's like, oh, okay, maybe it's just like, oh, she's completing her goal or something, you
yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
Or like she's just super evil, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Well,
Which is
like that.
true.
Yeah, but this is just fun. They're like this is they're cracking jokes. This is cracking jokes for them.
Exactly. But the thing is, underneath that, we know that Asa's like super fucked up in there.
Oh, that's fucking god, dude.
Mm.
Like, oh my goodness.
Asa's fucking, locked in this prison of murder and mayhem that Yoru has become. It's a real horrific scenario there. And Fujimoto, he was reminding us about it, which is just very like, no, fuck, dude, no, oh my god, Asa, oh god,
Somebody needs to save her. Get her out of this manga.
Someone needs to
we need to
save
get everybody out of here.
like serious.
We need to get every fucking character out of this manga. We're breaking them all out. We're taking Tatsuki Fujimoto down. We're locking him up. It's over for him after all this. Going to the chapter, Yor blows a hole in the wall. Yoshida lives. There's two sides of this fandom that are super, super angry. One of them is just they're done with Yoru. They want Yoru gone. They want the central character of the part and the devil with the name of the concept which defines the entire story gone. I want her done. Get her out of here. We're done with this. And the other half is really mad that Yoshida didn't get fucking splattered. You know what I mean? They're like, what the fucking fake
Fumiko is
out?
right there. Jesus Christ. I think that is my worst prediction ever, was that Fumiko was ever going to die at any point.
Yeah.
My big
You're
gripe with Yoshida is that he keeps getting out of these messes. He can't keep getting lucky and escaping these big devil attacks.
Well, he wasn't in a mess at all. Yoru didn't even give a shit about him. She was just like, whatever, we're out of here. I'm gone.
And a lot of times Yoshida's not like banking on luck. He's just kind of good at his job.
He's got the skills. I think if he really needed to, he could have escaped the scenario,
Yeah,
but
he
he
could have
didn't
just
need to.
teleported the fuck out like he did the last time.
Right. You know what I mean? He's quick on the draw with the octopus. So I think it was okay, but he stays. The cake on his face mysteriously disappeared. I think Mr. Fujimoto may have forgotten about that one.
Nah, I like to believe Octopus ate it.
Yeah, Octopus it got blown away by the blast. You know what I mean? You see his hair blowing. The cake, it flew away, right? You know.
It wouldn't be the only thing blown off in that page. Euro's scars got blown off in that
That's
page.
right. Yeah. A few details on the first page here. Dropping off. The annoying details, you know, just forget about them conveniently. Whatever, man. But Yoru busts through the wall, fake out, executed. You know, this is not
the thing,
power through.
We don't need the scar anymore. We just kind of we can tell. We can tell
We
you.
can tell which is wait. It's true. You can. He does a pretty good job with the expressions. They look very different in the way. Well, their eyes are different, but also their expressions are very distinct.
Different. It's like that's definitely you can put the eyes in and I'm like that's not Asa, bro. I can tell.
Yeah. Yoru busts out and immediately, as you mentioned, just starts. She's on a spree. She going on a murder spree. You know, playing as devils play, having fun, very childish, very selfish, very destructive. All the things about Yoru that we've come to know and love and despise as she continues her rampage. Denji tries to talk her down. You know what I mean? The interesting point here, I heard some voices saying Denji is completely ignoring Asa here. You know, there's a point to make. He was trying to keep him from stopping to kill people. I don't know Denji as one to give too many shits about random dudes' lives, but you know,
he does to the extent that he tries not to like randomly kill them.
yeah.
I immediately think of the dolls in the International Assassins, how he was very hesitant to kill them because they were still in some way human.
That is true. That's where the ignorance is bliss mindset was imparted by Quan Chi back in the day, who is also MIA so many. Oh my god, I can't with this fucking story right now.
Hybrids MIA at the moment.
All of them except for Denji are not accounted for anymore. Quan Chi, what's she up to? Reze, what's she up to? You know, all these.
At least we know what Katana Man's up to.
Yeah, Katana Man, he's accounted for.
Jesus,
Katana Man fans, go get your man. You know, whose man's is this? Truly, he's locked up in public safety again. This fucking guy. I swear to God. Who brought him to the function?
Bro. Something, please, Jesus.
Yoru, Denji convinces Yoru to go grab some food. He picks her up and takes her with him as she is blasting. Okay, so what? We end up at the Chinese restaurant. Yoru's rampage continues. She kills the cook and makes them dinner, which leads to the this beautiful page of city burning. What did you all make of this stretch here, this sequence arriving at the restaurant? You know, Yoru's desire to cook for Denji makes him some very scuffed gyoza.
Those are gyoza. What the fuck? That's disgusting, bro. Never
Yeah.
let her cook again.
Yeah, she's, you know, that thing with the bread was pretty indicative, I think, of
Wait,
her attitude
I-
toward food.
I think her cooking is acid salt. I doubt she's let her near the stove. Asa isn't giving her the opportunity to cook.
No. Well, you know,
Shouldn't cook, period. Oh my god, I can see why Asa was correct.
yeah. Not great. Not a good outcome here. I heard some comments, some theories that this Chinese restaurant that Denji talking about, the gyoza, is that spot from the original Katana arc where they all went to get ramen and gyoza, and Katana insulted the food. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, I believe it. I think there's something to it. It could
Is
be.
there, like,
It could.
Yeah.
a name or something that we can put into it, or
No. The one in the one at the beginning is unnamed. Unnamed.
man, Chinese restaurant. God damn it, man.
If so, I'm a bit surprised it remained open.
Well, I don't think it did. It's not anymore. But yeah, after it got blown up, it happens all the time. Happens all the time in Chainsaw Man universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Insurance must cover devil attacks, right?
Yeah, they got the devil insurance for sure. You know the insurance companies in Chainsaw Man
those
universe go crazy.
Those premiums must be through the roof.
The insurance premium devil is so powerful in this universe. Holy shit! What
Unmatched.
the fuck?
They're raking it in.
We've broken the verse. We've solved your devil puzzle, Fujimoto.
Darkness Devil, move out of the way. We have the new strongest devil.
So Yoru goes on a rampage, and Denji's pretty much distraught the entire time as he is trying to keep her from killing people, and she continues to do so. Leading into this conversation on with the fire devil there, watching the buildings burning, and they're discussing the end game here for the story that we have as it's established. The Death Devil appearing, the Control Devil, and the Blood Devil. Blood Devil mentioned. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Woo.
So this is very interesting to me because, you know, Denji's going through all this. She's just murking people. He's trying to get her to stop. And now he's here just eating some food, watching the scenery, watching the world fall apart. What was your take in this, in Denji's attitude through this conversation, in Denji's mindset here in this moment?
I find it quite interesting that he's sort of comparing Asa and Yoru to Power again by mentioning her. He did that in the aquarium as well.
That's true. That's true. We talk about his old friend, and now, you know, Yoru, Asa are the only friends that he has left. You know, people also mention this is sort of like the evil, the devil inversion of that aquarium date. This is the apocalypse date. You know what I mean? Also, this one thing I just want to comment on that I really love is like the environmental storytelling that's been going on, showing like the escalation of the Fire Devil and the collapse of Tokyo, and just like, bro, city's cooked. It's done for. It's over. You know what I mean?
I I especially like the Denji, especially because like this is not new for him. Denji's been incredibly passive, and like just from the beginning, from the very beginning of the story, the one
Yeah.
time he was active was during not during about at the end of like the Bomb Devil when he actually shows up to the restaurants. Like that is him taking an action. That's like taking something back, like using some or like sorry, exercising some control over something, right? It's like, hey, I made this like request to you, and now I'm gonna try to fulfill it. Right? That's him, doing his thing. And then since then, he hasn't really done much, like to the extent where like Power dies, and then she has to come back and be like, bro, you gotta lock in. You
Yes.
got.
Denji, lock in. Get up. Get
Then
up,
he
Denji.
and like he does and takes power from Makima, and then he sort of and I think this might just be like a panic response for him where something devastating happens and he just goes limp. Like he just doesn't exert anything because he could do literally anything to help like alleviate or like stop your or like stop because like he's not someone that wants like he doesn't give that much of a shit about people, and this is something that like Nayuta has pointed out, but like
Yeah.
he doesn't want to see people just randomly die, but he's generally a lot more active in trying to like stop people, and every time he gets into like a real panic response he just like goes limp.
Well, okay. I gotta push on you a little bit there because Denji. This is the thing about the character Denji is he has some moral moments, but generally speaking, his motives for what he's doing are pretty straightforward, pretty clear cut. But they're not very heroic. Like you said, he sort of doesn't really give a shit about the people that he does end up saving. He there's always something else going on, some other circumstance that puts him in this scenario, and then once he's there, he's like, he doesn't want to just murder people. He doesn't want to just kill people wantonly like a devil, or rather, he hasn't thus far. But he's also not like patrolling the streets looking for people to save in danger from devils. You know what I mean? He's not like out there fighting the good fight to save people's lives. That's something that goes all the way back to 102, right? Where he does not save any of the people who are captured by the cockroach devil. He saves the cat instead.
Based.
And the people die. Well, okay. But you see my point. It's like he's not really a heroic character like that. Denji's whole struggle and superhero identity is an extension of just like of not heroic unheroic desires, very simple, basic desires. A place to live, material comfort, sex, drive, all this kind of stuff, right? Just like the basic, creature comforts of humanity, the instinctual drives, and that's kind of all he's ever gotten to. So I'm not with you there in terms of like, Denji's a guy who would give a shit and try to save people per se. I don't really see that in the story. Sort of, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't, but it's always bound up within, these other desires, these basic, common desires, not a Superman type situation. Just some dude. He's just some fucking guy.
I know, but like it's still in this. It's still like he does try to prevent wanton like people
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah.
Like with the dolls, with even with the Rize fight, trying to move it to like a place where he doesn't like kill a city block.
Right.
So like he generally does try to mitigate. Like it's not like he doesn't care that much, but he does at least try to mitigate like the damage,
Yes.
especially with
Did,
like fights.
didn't he throw a car at a devil when a guy was in it?
Yes. Yes. He has done
Yeah.
that. That is an iconic Denji moment, right? So it's a mixed bag with
Well,
Denji's morality.
figured it out. I figured it out. So with the dolls, there were a lot of people there, so there could have been women,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
With the bomb devil,
Now you're getting it through your head.
with the bomb devil, there's a lot of people there. There could have been women hurt,
That's
but with
right.
the
Oh,
bunch of
Denji's playing the statistical game.
That's right. He doesn't want. He can't raise his hand against the baddie. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like that's. There are many folks in the fandom these days who do not accept this aspect of Denji character, but I mean, look at Japan's right now. Like,
It's you know what I was a bit late. I was a bit late on the draw, but I think I figured it out. If it's a bunch of dudes, you just don't give any amount of a fuck.
nah, yeah, he's got his priorities not straight, but he has them set in his mind, and it's not good. It's not good for him. This pattern continues. But okay, that is sort of one of the reasons I did note that this comment about people getting killed is a little sort of like made me think if he didn't have what Yoru said about Asa losing her mind still in mind somewhat as stuff is going down, right? I mean, like, what are you doing? You just said Asa was gonna lose it, and now you're blasting, which is something I had thought as well when the chapter started. I was like, what the fuck? Oh god.
I mean,
I
yep.
I think that's definitely true, especially because he keeps Asa in mind when he's mentioning that he considers Yoru a friend, but he
Right.
also says friends as well, so he still has her in mind. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that it's. I don't think he makes the distinction as well as we do in the sense of like he knows that they're both different people, but I do believe at some to some degree he thinks it's all Asa because that's still the face he's seen.
yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I mean? That's maybe.
I think Yoru's description of their situation was a bit misleading, saying it was another
Yeah,
personality
yeah. My
rather than a
other
whole other
personality.
person.
I am Asa's other personality, right? Um, so, you know, he does not understand the details of the scenario, the scope of the scenario, um,
But he still
who is who and who was who when and all that kind of stuff. So he was even asking very pointed questions about it, trying to understand. So that
I want to call those point. I wouldn't call those questions like it's a different kind of pointed.
yeah, right. You know, I mean, he has some investment in understanding the scenario there.
At least he's trying.
Yeah. Get up there, G. Fuck. Let's talk about, in lighter news, Power Nation. Lock the fuck in. Not forgotten. Denji remembers the promise, the contract. It is still in play. Do not give up. It is live. What? Oh, fuck.
So I think with this, like, I think there's definitely a part 3. There's no fucking way this shit concludes in however many chapters are left.
You're starting to feel it. You're feeling the energy. You're getting the middle part energy from part 2. I've been feeling it for a while. I'm like, oh, this is so middle part. You know what I mean? Like, this is such a fucking part 2 of 3 vibe coming from how this latter half is going down. You know what I mean? And now this. Oh, I mean, whew,
Yeah.
you know?
There's way too many elements in play at the moment to simply just end it here. And even more, like, they've only started bringing up the Fire Devil again just now.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
40,
Yeah.
50 chapters later at this point?
Yes.
Since the introduction?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like. Oh, what a road it has been to this point.
But yeah, I think Denji gives a shit about the people in his life, even though he talks about like, oh, I'll just make a new family or whatever.
Well, okay. That is a good point here. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, because first I don't think having a new family after your last one gets like obliterated every time is like a great mindset in general because relationships take time to build and get fucking destroyed and then it's like, oh shit, I'll just find another one. It sort of devalues over time, like the more you do it, right? And I think even if he doesn't understand that, I think he passively does. So he does hold like every single one of them, you know, dear to him. He's going to remember that promise. He's going to remember Nayuta. He's
Well,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
like
Right.
reason even though she technically wasn't like
Well, yeah.
family. He's going to remember even Makima too, right?
Yes. The right. He brings them up again here. He brings up the control devil. He brings up a power that you know that moment of desperation and hope in the aging domain where he recalls his time with these people who he has lost. And now he is here, moments later, having escaped, and is thinking about them, thinking about meeting the devils again, what that would mean. You know, nothing, no comments on Aki Nation, lock in, you know. Start making some noise. Go
They've got to
jump
wait
for
another
shooting.
20 chapters for an acting
Yeah,
mention.
yeah. When the gun double shows up again, it's gonna go woo brazy. Well, we'll
Mm.
see. We'll see how that works out. Um, but you know, my take on that moment is a very complex moment in the story. Um, back in before he gets chopped up, he has that moment where, this inner self is berating him. Like, there's no way you could ever have a family, right? Because you killed your father, right? This, uh, this degradation that Makima inflicted upon him. And, in his deranged, devilish way, he, breaks through that with this idea of finding a new family, the cycle of destruction and rebuilding that he's been through like a lot of times now.
Hold
Right?
up, hold up, hold up. Let me cook a little bit. So I think I like as you were saying that you were just laying the pieces in the correct order, and it was like my brain was just going off. So
That's all right.
Makima tells him, "You can't have a family. You killed your father. You've removed the patriarch in here, so you cannot. There's no propagation. You cannot have a family without this patriarch figure, right?" And so in in the moment where he like sort of finds that like, oh, I can just make a new family, he's sort of inserting himself into that role that Makima is like, you can't do family because you've removed this role. He's like, oh, I'll just become the role instead, right? But that is a role that
Mm.
he hates, and that is a role that like was the primary source of abuse for him. That's the role that sort of made the monster that Denji is today. And so, like
That's
when
an
he
interesting point.
reaches this realization, it's like Denji becoming the monster that he killed when he was younger.
Oh,
Interesting.
oh
Interesting.
God, you've got me
Interesting.
thinking about the possibility of Denji having a son now or something like that, and the hell that would bring.
Oh, oh
It's not even just the
my.
son; it's the idea of family belonging to a patriarch.
Yes. Denji seeking to find a family for himself now, not being placed in the situation as a child, but actively trying to do it. An interesting point, a very interesting point. Oh my god, this fucking manga,
I gotta think on it more. This is a thread brewing.
We are cooking live here on the Public Safety Special Podcast. This shit is lit. Oh my
Yoru,
god.
isn't
I love yeah, Yoru is not cooking, but we are taking up the mantle from her.
Yeah,
We're
you're right.
revoking her cooking license, and we're fixing up the place. And to that note, why you as you know, the Denji turning evil, you know what I mean? Yoru, sort of goads Denji. He says, "You're the only friends I have left." And Yoru says, "Even though I'm going to turn you into a weapon," Denji says, "It doesn't matter, because first time in a while, I'm kind of having fun right now." Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh, what did you two think of this
Yeah.
moment, this Denji moment?
I see some sort of role inversion coming in with like some of the characters. I think a lot of Yuru's development recently, especially in regards to Denji, is her becoming more human. And I think we're on the verge of like Asa and Denji embracing that more devilish nature going forward and having to deal with like this sort of like, oh, Yoru is feeling more human. She's gaining these emotions while they're sort of losing theirs and embracing the carnage around them.
Um,
I
uh,
devils have always been emotional creatures. They are primarily emotional. They just
yeah.
lack personality or like the instinct to um conform to societal norms that we do.
Well,
Because like
I have I have a vegan reading of Chainsaw Man,
Ooh.
where the devils concept of humans is the human concept of animals, effectively, right? They're like livestock, hunt them for fun. You know what I mean? Like they're a different species,
their
so
pets,
we don't
no,
care about them. They're pets, right? That's what I'm saying. Fumiko Devil makes perfect sense. Everyone called me. They're like, "Oh, no, it would be so lame, bro. It would be so stupid, bro. You're so dumb." I'm just like, okay, yes,
Here is
fuck
how
off.
Fumiko Death Devil can still happen.
I
I'm
don't know.
saying,
I'm not. I'm still on the Death Devil camp, but she's definitely not a human.
yeah, she's got something going on. We all know it now. Vindicated, 100% proven correct. Absolutely.
Just got whatever fucking contract. The devil that has a Kobeni is actually Fumiko. Um, that's my
Woo,
crack theory. That's why she keeps
woo.
fucking surviving.
That's why it was a
Dangerous levels of
secret.
cooking right now.
That's why I was see. Well, I like we're cooking live. This is a cooking stream. Put us in the cooking. Put us in the cooking.
This is the
This is good.
kitchen
This is
with
now
the
a yeah. This is now a culinary podcast. How hard we are cooking on this show. Holy shit! Some good shit out of this one. I
Just
like that.
very quickly, going back to that thing you said about devils not conforming to society's sort of traditions, yeah. I think we do see Yoro sort of embracing that more when she like goes into like cooking for Denji, sort of doing that very human act and filling
That's
the sort
right.
of role.
That's
You know.
right.
I don't think it's like it's not conforming to like a societal norm. It's sort of conforming to what she believes like Denji would want. Because ultimately, I still think she's trying to turn him into a weapon.
Um, that's an interesting one. Okay, Yoru turning Denji into a weapon. Yoshida pointed it out. He's like, why don't you just fucking do it then? You know what I mean? Like, look at this guy. You got him on his hands and knees. He's you know, he's a simp. He's got no self-respect. He's got nothing left in his life. Get it over with. Cook this guy, and she's taking him out, walking the dog. You know what I mean?
It literally is what it is, isn't it? She's literally just walking the dog.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
I
she
think
literally grabbed him by a lead with his cord.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, this is I I have some thoughts on what the deal with Yoru is, but I'm reserving all judgment because I genuinely have no fucking idea
oh yeah,
um,
did me too.
what what Fujimoto's up to,
Yeah.
what he
But,
is scheming and plotting.
but I think part of the reason why she doesn't turn him immediately is that like Yoshida told her to, and there's no fucking way in hell she'd ever listen to fucking
Yeah,
Yoshida.
definitely an aspect of her character is if
You know,
you know she ain't listening to you. Very prideful, selfish. You know, if
And
you
it's
say,
not
"Oh,
just
this is what we would like you to
devil.
do," she's gonna be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah,
my
that's
crack theory.
devils. Like I feel like if you did the same with like Power, the same with Nayuta, like it's
That's
like
true.
just like, don't tell me what to fucking do, man. You're a fucking human.
Yeah.
you know,
True.
my crack theory is that Yoru won't be the one to turn Denji. She's becoming too attached to him. It's sort of like an inversion at the beginning. She's going to be the one that's hesitant and wants to pick a new weapon. Whereas I think
Asa,
Asa is
Asa
gonna,
will
you know,
destroy Pochita because
yeah,
she
I think
believes it will save Denji. Or
Chainsaw Man has these themes of people getting what they want, and I think Yoru's going to get what she wanted initially,
in
with
the
Denji
worst
being turned
possible
into a
way.
weapon. Yeah, and I think we're going to
Oh.
see that, and then we'll get the same with Asa
Oh.
getting her body back. Some sort of,
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can see this.
Holy.
That's a suspicion that I have had through this extremely problematic arc of Yoru's very inappropriately handling all her emotions. That we're sort of watching this evil creature just you know like processing these feelings in the most toxic, devilish way possible. Speaking of which, the last page. The last page of 192. Oh my gosh. Yoru. This fucking character.
Acting entirely on impulse.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
100%.
I'm gonna have to put all my money on nothing ever happens again, like I did last chapter. Nothing's gonna happen. Fujimoto's gonna give us the double fake out in a row. Nothing's gonna happen.
Before I make any predictions, was Tokyo Ghoul ever printed on a Shonen Jump?
Yeah. Ghoul and
Huh?
Jump. Ghoul and Ghoul
What about
are both in
Reed?
Jump. Yeah.
Okay, then that's gonna be really fucking iffy because while nothing does ever happen, something actually did happen in Tokyo Ghoul, especially chapter 125.
We all know what's up. But, I don't know.
Because the problem is like I don't know if Denji is in like a position to like resist being assaulted again.
I would argue this is the most he's ever been to resisting. Like
Yeah.
we've seen his very slow development throughout the entire manga. He listened to Makama blindly. He only started to he did listen to Asa, but he started to question it. Then with Fumiko, he imagined a whole scenario in which he resisted.
Right.
And then with Yoru, we've started to see him be trying to assert himself a bit more and tell her
Well,
no with the killing people and stuff like that.
and he
But then,
did. He managed
but
to.
literally,
He
chapter
brought them to the restaurant. That was his move, which did contain things somewhat from a full-on spree in the street. Although she did get one more guy at the end. But yeah.
but then again, last chapter he was very invested on which one of them jerked him off.
That is true. That is true. This really puts the story at a crossroads because this is the third rule of threes here. We've got the alleyway, we've got the kiss in the aging devil world. Both explicit assaults. Okay. Let me just take a moment to remind the fandom that there is zero ambiguity about either of these situations being assault. Fujimoto is very, clear about both of these. He puts it in words in 167 in the Aging Devil world. I need to remember the chapter number of this one. Aging Devil world. He before she kisses him, she's punching him in the face. There's no, there's no ambiguity here. There's no debate about what the fuck is going on here. The only question is, where are we going? What's going to happen here? Where is this dynamic going to lead? What is it developing into in the story? Thus far, we've seen the development from the first to the second. Denji asserting himself more. He, he pushed her away, expressed his emotions, his frustrations with what was going on. Who knows what will happen next? So let's get into our final segment, as we do here, where we fail to predict what will happen in the next Chainsaw Man chapter, as it is so impossible to do, because literally anything can happen at any time, because this guy does not follow any rules of writing stories. He's off the rails. What are we looking at?
I feel like I can't predict like the next chapters, but I feel like I feel like I'm trying to figure out, and I feel like I'm getting the wavelength.
Feeling the vision. Okay, you're in the wavelength. Where are we headed here?
Hopefully I'm gonna put stock in nothing ever happens.
You're going all in on it too.
Yeah, like that is me in my entire hopium bag. I hope we don't see Denji get assaulted again.
Yes, I would prefer we don't go down that road. Although, I will say, I'm not trying to give Yoru any credit here, because she literally just went on a murder spree. But, in contrast to the first two situations, she has done some verbal initiation here. You know what I mean? She's closed the distance, but she's asking a question before she kicks things off. You know what I mean? Little bit.
At least she asked if he was having fun this time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
If you respect his answer as a whole
You know
other
what I
issue.
mean? The situation is developing. We're not just getting exactly the same thing we got before. If it was a repeat, she would have been dove in. You know what I mean? She would have been doing the same shit again. But she slowed her roll ever so slightly. Now, that doesn't mean we're not headed to something fucked up, because this is Tatsuki Fujimoto. Got something wrong with his brain. So, I'm not trying to minimize anything that happens from here on out. Just saying. Note the differences, okay? Because we're not just repeating the same thing over and over, as I've heard many people say, even though the fucking next chapter's not even out yet. But just putting it out there, just saying.
I think we're heading towards the big Asher crash out we've been waiting for.
Yeah, definitely.
I think she deserves to bring on the apocalypse after all she's been through.
I'm kind of there. I kind of
let her destroy humanity for what Yoru's done to her.
Let girls be evil. That's base. That's fucking base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I believe
turn, go full like Ayanami Ray and just fucking obliterate humanity. You know what I mean? That'd be sick.
I believe in women's rights to do women's wrongs.
Women's wrongs, yeah. Let Asa get some wrongs in. Yoru's been doing all this evil shit.
This is like fucking the witch from Mercury, where it's like, dude, Ares been doing all these war crimes, Mom. When do I get a turn?
Yeah, What the hell? No war crimes for me?
I've only killed one person. This is not fair.
If you're gonna have the
Hell.
war devil in your head, you got to at least do one war crime.
I will say again, part of the dynamic of the past two situations and the development through the two coming into the third one, rule of threes here, is Asa in her frustration and anger at what Yoru is doing and Yoru's impropriety and, you know, selfish, uh, selfish attitude, her anger, letting her take back autonomy and get some hits in. Pop, pop, do some box
After
box
coming in
herself
with
a
the
little
steel
bit.
chair,
Yeah, Asa coming in with the right hook to her own chin, potentially here. Real Fight Club situation. That's fucking. This guy, I can't believe he's doing Fight Club and the Devilman and Ava and
Hey man, a good
as
artist will wear their inspiration on their sleeve. That's just how it is.
he's doing it all at once. I can't believe it.
Fujimoto should let them
I
get in the ring and sort it out.
I'm betting on this. I'm betting on
They're-
the sequence here. I'm betting on the pattern. I think Asa's gonna get in there. Denji just mentioned her. Yoru had mentioned her in the last chapter. We saw her looking fucking sick to her stomach briefly in the cafe. Like, because genuinely, if shit goes forward without anything from Asa, that's like mega fucked up. You know what I mean? That's
Because
like,
and
what
like
the
what
fuck?
like Yoru's been sort of trying to, I wouldn't say kill, but like numb
Subdue.
by fucking murdering so many people this chapter.
Yeah. And yep, the your Asa dynamic is all fucked up, you know what I mean? Asa needs to get back. Asa needs to get the fuck up. Just tell this fucking war devil what it is, you know what I mean?
But like, let's like in the entire history of like Chainsaw has like a heroic scene like that happened.
In the entire history, what?
Like in the manga where like someone just like, yeah, I get this power up, I get that. Like I don't
But Asa's
recall,
already done it twice. It's happened twice already. The
but
power is established. The dynamic has already changed.
The
You know what
big
I mean?
worry is that she's
problem with the
so
lot,
out of it that
yeah,
she
the
won't be
problem
able
with
to.
the was that like Yoru didn't just like murder a bunch of people before that. Like there's only so much Asa's brain can take, and like with the Denji, like that part, like the reason why Asa was able to back power was that it's like you're actively using my body for this sort of impropriety, and she doesn't even take power during the assault to just like yank power away and stop it before things get worse. She's
Well,
only able to do it after the fact.
maybe so. But all I'm saying is, third time's a charm. You know what I mean? We've seen it. It bursts through in moments. Asa, she has now some way through that has been laid out in the manga. I don't see why it wouldn't come into play again here. That is my strong bet. I believe it. I see the sequence. I see the vision. We've got the little tidbits leading up to it. That's what I expect, but who fucking knows with this guy? Genuinely, who knows? We could be heading for a disaster scenario.
I think we're heading for disaster. One, this is the middle part. I fully bought into the middle part theory. Um, Two, this is also reminiscent of like the moment after Makima kills Power and Denji just like dies inside. Like this is right before her moment, like Yoru's moment of triumph. That's what it feels like, at least to
Mm.
me. I don't think we're gonna. I hope we don't see it. Like I don't fucking want to see like anything happen to Denji. But like that's just like it feels like that parallel a lot more than like Asa taking power in the middle of Yoru's destruction.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't see it, but you know, it is what it is. Who knows? You know what I mean? The
Odds on are
balls.
all wrong.
The ball is fully in Fujimoto's court. He is absolutely fucking with his fans on this shit. What an annoying motherfucker.
Now, in fucking rage every time I open up a chapter, and
This
it's
fucker.
fuck. He wants to inflict more fucking torment. I can see it.
Yeah, he's a sick motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah, all the guys who talk about masochism, they're the real sadists. That's how you know. That's how you know he's fucked up. Yeah. Well, the wild ride continues. Lock in to suffer more. 193 coming down the pipe soon. 2
I know.
days from
Like
recording.
we don't have to wait 2 weeks. Jesus fuck.
Thank God.
These
Thank God this was not the although I've now completely divorced myself from the Twitter platform, but I know that would be something devious,
I
something
think I'd have to
horrendous.
disconnect my Wi-Fi if there was a break week this week.
Yeah, yeah. You can't let the brainworks leak through the internet into your soul.
my
Yeah.
change engagement is like people who have been on here, so I'm good.
You're chilling. Yeah, we try to keep it a little level-headed on the broadcast. Keep it calm, talking in person. It is a nice time. It has been a nice time. I'd like to thank both of my guests for being here. It was a wonderful discussion. Lots of interesting ideas. Ooh, we were cooking crazy. Some real deal interesting ideas to consider, as there always are in the manga Chainsaw Man. What a manga it is. And thank you to everyone who listens, like, subscribe, comment, tell us, or do you think it's so over? Can Asa, swing back? Is there any hope, or are we here for devastation? Let us know. And get ready to tune in next time to Public Safety Special Broadcast. We will be back here again discussing Chapter 193, Hell or High Water, whatever the fuck happens. We will be here. So, be there for that. Thank you everyone again, and goodbye.